What's going on, preppers? Welcome back to the channel. Economic Prepper here. Wanted to touch base with you guys, at least specifically on one particular comment that was on one of my previous videos. It might have been my last one, and we were talking about ground beef, and one particular person commented that they had seen multiple packages of ground beef with hair or perhaps fur in the packaging that you could actually clearly see, and the meat was turning blue. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have seen that for yourself. Me personally, I have not, but this is my first time being in Walmart since actually getting that comment. So I'm gonna have a look at the meat section and see what that's looking like. So far so good. I'm not seeing any shortages here, no empty shelves. But I do want to talk to you guys about a food processing plant that closed just recently. And this is a big one, you guys. All right, guys, so we're just taking a look at some of the meat. We've got some ground chuck here. We do have ground chuck. This ground chuck here, this is what? I don't see a price on this one. Let me keep looking. Okay, so this one here is $6.23. Okay, it's $6.23 per pound. Okay, got you. And each of these are 1 pound, just to give you an idea. And this particular one is a 93% lean, 7% fat. I'm not sure what you guys typically buy. I normally buy the lean ground beef whenever possible. Looking for the 80-20. I know a lot of people rather buy the 80-20. I'm not sure if people buy that because it's a little bit less expensive, or it's because it's tastier. Not really sure. You guys can let me know in the comments down below. But here's a 2.25 pounds, and the price per pound is $4.77. So let's have a look at some of these other ones. Oh wow, this one's looking really bad. Would you buy this? I mean, look at the color of this one compared to the other. You guys can comment down below. This is probably why it's at discount. That doesn't look healthy. If you also look at this one, this one's looking kind of gross too. Ew. I almost don't even want to touch it. All right, so moving along here, let's have a look at some of the ground turkey. I'm not sure how many people are buying ground turkey, but a lot of times when we are looking for an alternate to ground beef, we'll go with ground turkey. So let's see here. This is 85% lean, 15% fat. This one is $5.67. It's charging 28 cents per ounce. I'm looking for the per pound price on that one, but I don't see it. Let's have a look at the chicken. Thankfully, the shelves are not empty, so that is good, especially with the of course, we're not going to see the effects of the food processing plant closure just yet, because the news just broke out a couple days ago. So we're not going to see the fallout from that just yet. But it was in Tennessee, and if you're in one of the southern states, you may see some impact, whether that might create a little bit lower inventory in terms of food at the grocery store, on the grocery store shelves, or perhaps an increase in prices. Yeah, not good. Not like we need any more of that. I'm having a hard time finding the chicken breast. Oh, here we go. Here's the chicken breast. So chicken breast here is $3.24 a pound here. Let's see. This is yeah, they're not looking too bad. They're a little bit more expensive than they used to be. We used to be able to get this for like $1.99 a pound. So they have gone up, but I'm just happy to see chicken breast available, especially with the over a million. What was it? I want to say it was actually millions of chickens that were euthanized and killed as a result of the bird flu. So, yeah. All right, so this chicken here, this is Purdue. This is sitting at $4.84 a pound. But these are, this is the Purdue Harvestland chicken breast, all natural with no hormones or steroids added. Doesn't prove that they don't have any hormones or steroids, period. It just doesn't have any, quote, added. So you guys can take that for what it's worth. And Jesus, look at this. This is the, well, these are chicken breast strips. Let's look at the chicken breast. Okay, here is the boneless, skinless chicken breast from Tyson, and these are $5.58 a pound. These over here, boneless, skinless chicken breast, also Tyson, but a slightly different kind. I'm not really sure the difference between the two. Maybe you guys can educate me in the comments. But this one's $4.48 a pound, but I'm just happy that they have chicken here. You know, guys, I remember when we used to be able to get these rotisserie chickens for $4.99, and at times, sometimes you can get these rotisserie chickens, which I thought was a great value, a whole rotisserie chicken for like $3.99, but now they're $6.97. Crazy what the inflation's doing. So, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the food processing plant that closed, and forget the guy's name. I think his name was Charlie Kirk, and he said something to the effect earlier this year, food processing plants, they don't just accidentally burn down at this rate, and they certainly don't just coincidentally become landing pads for plane crashes at the rate that they are. And so the question is you know, is our food supply under attack? Are these really coincidences, or what's really going on, guys? Now, me personally, you know, I understand businesses are all about making profits. There's no other reason to be in business except for making profits, maximizing your revenues, maximizing your earnings per share. And speaking of earnings per share, I was watching the stock market. Dow Jones Industrial Average is sitting very close to 31,000 points right now. And the big question right now is are we headed down for another 20% correction on the stock market? Or, you know, is this as far down as we're going to go? Obviously, that remains to be seen. But in terms of demand for food and the food processing plants, I mean, I've lost count how many food processing plants have closed just in 2022 alone, let alone 2021 food processing plants that have either shut down, been burned down. I mean, it's just unbelievable what's been happening. Officials with a food processing plant, George's Prepared Foods, announced that they're closing their Caryville location, leaving nearly 200 people jobless. Now, if we look at our economy, you know, the job market is actually quote unquote healthy, but actually, according to the Federal Reserve, they actually recently came out with a notice and they have issued a warning indicating that while the unemployment rate right now is at roughly 3.5%, they are expecting the unemployment rate to begin climbing. So just a warning and a heads up to my community, to my preppers, we got to prepare, guys. There's a lot of negative news coming out, and there's a bit of a negative connotation in terms of the future, at least in the short term, especially as the Fed attempts to rein in inflation by increasing the federal interest rate. Now, let's go back to this food processing plant that has shut down. It went on to say that the senior vice president of George's Food, which is Robert George, he released the following statement about the decision to close. He said, assuring the long-term strength of George's requires us to carefully consider how individual business units are performing and to understand their growth potential. It is a challenging time to be in the prepared foods business, and we have been carefully evaluating how we navigate the volatility in beef and pork markets. So guys, this shutdown is obviously going to affect the beef and pork market, the beef and pork prices going forward, especially since this is a Tennessee location. This is going to likely impact the local economies that may have been relying on getting beef and pork products from this particular food processing plant. So, you know, Tennessee, I'm trying to think geographically what states border Tennessee, but you guys can help me out. I'm thinking like, was it South Carolina, Kentucky? I don't think Georgia borders, but anyway, whatever states border Tennessee are likely going to be impacted and potentially would see higher prices for whatever products that this particular food processing plant provided. And here it's mentioning beef and pork markets. So anyway, guys, I just want you guys to prep. I want you guys to prepare. I don't want you guys to be caught, to be blindsided. And, proper preparation includes educating yourself and being aware of things that are happening in our local as well as distant economy. So I'm sharing this information with you guys so that you guys are not caught off guard. And the last thing that I want to leave you guys with is make sure that you top off your gas. I had seen a number of different gas stations nearby, and many of the diesel fuel gas stations or pumps had yellow bags on them. So just a heads up, you guys, I haven't heard about gas shortages, but the number of yellow bags that I had seen on the diesel gas pumps was a little bit alarming. So my recommendation would probably be just to kind of top off and be safe. But I hope you guys enjoy your holiday weekend. Drop a like for the video if you haven't already. Also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, preppers.